Oh, dude, look. Yes, we're trying to prevent the Ottoman, the Ottoman invasion.
Oh, cool.
That's actually kind of neat.
I like this.
Do you want to go help prevent the Ottoman invasion by killing the scout ship?
I definitely will. I love to change history.
Well, you just slowed down history. You didn't change it.
No, it's done. History's altered.
The Ottomans are over, party.
This one guy was like what the Ottomans are holding on to. You're like playing a video on your phone? Or trying to do a Let's Play?
It just popped up, sorry.
Am I not important to you?
Yes.
Okay. Alright. So what is the point of having this when you cannot climb? Like, I have to, like, leave the city this way, I think.
Come, friends. I've fresh cut
You'll not find fairer prices than these.
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I was kind of giving it thought for a second.
So what's the point of this? Let me ponder that for a second.
I was thinking about it. I thought you wanted a real answer.
I did, thank you. That was very real. Yeah, I don't know. It just there's so many things like that in this game where it's like pointless. Alright. I'm gonna go assassinate a guy on this boat. Remember when we were kids and we were playing this game? And we swam out to like a boat? And remember we spent like a half hour killing everyone on the boat, and we thought we were like so cool because we're like, oh dude, we commandeered the ship.
Yeah, but then you couldn't go anywhere with it.
Yeah,
I remember when we were kids. Like,
yeah.
You know, we grew up when we were kids.
Did we?
Yeah, I heard that from somebody.
Oh, it keeps funny.
I mean, look, it does keep funny. That's for certain.
All right.
Oh, crap. One of the Ottomans is seeing you.
No.
He's got
Stop,
an empire
Suleiman.
with him. He's got an empire with him. You better stop him.
Who's he going to tell Suleiman on me?
No, he's not going to tell Solomon.
Suleiman, that's the emperor of the Ottoman Empire.
Yeah.
Okay.
No one cares.
Okay, sorry. I'm very sorry.
We don't need to talk about Solomon.
All right.
Hit Israel king.
What's your opinion on Israel history?
I mean, I don't care too much about it. What are you asking me for my opinion on?
Are you pro-Israel or anti-Israel?
Are you actually asking me that? Do you actually want like a...
Yeah, I'm actually serious.
Well, you're not memeing? You want an informed opinion?
I'm actually serious. Like, are you pro-Israel or anti-Israel? It's a very heated debate now. So.
Kind of neither.
Huh, so are you for Palestine?
Actually, no.
Oh.
Do you want to know why?
Why?
Because they abuse gay people there all the time. And, like, actively kill them. And same with women who get out of place.
Well, wait a minute. That's not what Emily on Twitter said. Oh,
okay, you better plug that in. No, yeah, I mean, like, I wouldn't say I'm exactly super pro-Israel either, to be completely honest with you. I think they're better than a lot of the people around them with human rights. And I think that a lot of the people who...
And technology, too.
Well, yeah, but I don't really care about that. I mean, like, I just care about how people are not murdered. And I think, ironically, a lot of the people who are, like, really pro-Free Palestine, hashtag down with Israel, would be the same people getting, like, beaten in the street by people in Palestine and other areas in the Middle East that are not Israel.
Right.
I mean, Israel's not exactly super nice with LGBTQ people, but they're certainly nicer.
Right.
You know, like...
Right.
I don't know. It's just funny to me how people are really uninformed. Also, I don't know why... Oh, that's why my ring notification thing is on, even though I always turn that off. Yeah, like, the people who are, like, obviously LGBTQ, and then if they were open about it in most of the Middle East, they would be beaten or killed.
Right.
Like, I'm just saying.
Yeah, isn't that kind of weird?
Yeah, did you just want me to... You just wanted to put me on the spot, so I was the one to say that?
I did.
What's the deal?
I wanted to put you on the spot.
I don't feel bad saying it. I mean, if you don't understand how the Middle Eastern history and how they function, a lot of their belief systems are still in the Bronze Age, whether you like it or not, in terms of like LGBTQ people and people of color as well that are not Middle Eastern.
Right.
And people who are... also, they still use equivalents of the N-word there. By the way, like Middle Eastern equivalents of the N-word openly. Like anyone can use it and no one cares.
Right.
And what are you going to do, cry about it?
Have, like, the past, yeah.
It's not like here where, like, if I go up to a black person and call him the N-word, like, maliciously, like an asshole, which, by the way, is an absolute asshole thing to do.
Thank you for elaborating.
Well, no, if you don't elaborate, people twist what you say, and they'll do it anyway. But, you know, if I do that here, like, I'm likely to get punched in the face, and no one will care. You know what I mean?
Right.
Even though technically that's assault, right? That if, like, someone hits you for what you say... That's technically assault.
Yeah.
Even though you shouldn't have said it. But, like, in the Middle East, it's like, if you are black and a Middle Easterner says, hey, N-word, I mean, they don't use that word. They use other words that basically are the same meaning in their culture to them. What are you going to do about it?
Yeah.
Same with being gay. Like, they throw around gay slurs all the time as insults there. I think the game's glitched.
Yeah, why can't I climb anything?
They throw around gay insults all the time in those countries. They also have no acceptance of LGBTQ people. There's a lot of places, like, especially in Saudi Arabia, where, like, if you are accused of being gay, it can be a death sentence. By the way, everyone ironically ignored this thing in the news recently about this, where it was during this whole Free Palestine thing. LGBTQ man killed. It was in the Middle East. Gay Iranian man dead in alleged honor killing, rights group says.
Yeah.
Gay Iranian man allegedly killed by family days before seeking asylum. By his own family.
Right. Yeah, no, it is kind of weird. And, like, I had an old boss who was from India. And he was saying how back in his country, he said back in his country, if you were gay, a lot of, like, the people there would just straight up kill you.
Yeah.
And they would, like, throw you off, like, the roof of their house or something and, like, murder you. And he said it was, like, so frequent that it just happened all the time, and, like, no one said it. Like, it wasn't out of the ordinary at all. It was just like, oh yeah, another gay person dying. Okay.
Also, by the way, did you know this is Machiavelli?
Yeah, he was an assassin.
That's it. These cynical words were written by Machiavelli, one of the greatest minds of the Renaissance, considered a pioneer of realist philosophy. He believed that all men are evil and will act upon their vicious nature if given the chance.
Ooh. Everything's permitted.
Nothing is illegal. I mean, that's what Sean says. Everything is permitted, nothing is illegal. Why don't you play this cutscene and then I'll talk to you more about this. But
There's
I don't want
no cutscene.
No, like, literally right outside of... Oh, they never knew where his burial was?
I guess not. I didn't know that.
Well, I'm going to find it.
Oh, you're going to find Machiavelli's body?
I'm going to.
Oh, hello.
Well, well. Look who it is.
Madonna.
I thought when we met you were a bit special, but an assassin. Walk with me, Caro. You're going to love Forli. The cannons in our Cittadella alone go back 100 years. The artifact will be quite safe there.
Forgive me, but I've never heard of a woman ruling her own city before. It's very impressive.
Well, it was my husband's before, of course. He died.
Oh. I'm sorry.
Don't be. I had him killed.
Oh.
We discovered Girolamo Riario was working for the Templars, making a map of the locations of the remaining Codex pages.
I never liked that goddamn son of a bitch anyway. He was a lousy father. Boring in bed, and a pain in my ass.
Look!
Oh no.
Lunatic's madness must get out of here.
Aspetta. What's happening?
They came as soon as you left the city walls, Signora. The city is under attack.
What? By who?
The Orsi brothers, Signora.
Oh, sangue di Giuda.
Who are the Orsi?
The same canaglia I hired to kill my husband.
It's the Spaniard, of course. The Orsi have no worldview bigger than their purse.
But how could he know where we were taking the apple before we even knew?
Because they're not here for the apple, Ezio. They're after Riario's map.
Basta with your map, Niccolo. My children are inside. Oh, porco demonio.
Run to the gates of Forli, okay. Alright, you gonna continue your statement?
What statement? What was I talking about? Oh.
Palestine.
Oh, yeah, I mean... I just think it's... Jeez. I'm looking up something here really quick. Just so I don't talk out of my ass, because I don't really want to.
Okay.
But... So... In 2020... Jeez. Palestinian authorities in the West Bank and the Hamas de facto administration in the Gaza Strip continued to crack down on dissent, obviously, attacking journalists and detaining opponents.
Double-crossing bastards.
Security forces in both areas were said to have used unnecessary or excessive force during law enforcement activities, including imposing lockdown measures for COVID-19. Torture and other ill treatment of detainees were committed with impunity. By the way, it's not like this is Israel here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, like, Israel does have some pull here, obviously, but it's not just Israel. I don't know. I don't really know how to explain this. Maybe you can help me out here. Because, like,
I don't
it's
get
not...
what your point is.
My point is just that Palestine is an awful place, like, for how people are treated.
Right.
And yes, some of it is, like, Israel, but some of it also is Palestine in general.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's both. Like, no one's really righteous here, is what I'm getting at. That's my point.
Yeah. Well, and what makes me laugh is that, like, uneducated Twitter like 15-year-old girls think they like know everything about like the Palestinian-Israeli conflict, but it's like, no, this has been going back since, you know, for like 3,000 years. These people have been like fighting. But yet they're like, oh, well, we just have to hashtag free Palestine.
I bet you want to see them, don't you? You wish you could touch them. You wish you could lick them, don't you? Well, come on down here and give it a try, like a real man. And I'll kick your balls so hard they fly out your nostrils.
Anyway, sorry I didn't really clarify my point. But my
Right.
point is specifically just that it's a bad area in general for how people are treated, especially gay people.
Right.
And I think that a lot of the people who are defending / tweeting hashtag free Palestine from Israel, right?
Yeah.
Like, basically free it from Israeli occupation.
Right.
Which, by the way, some of the Israeli occupation stuff by, like, the Hamas and, like, other groups like this is stupid. Like, some of the stuff they do is really dumb and also not humane, which is why I say I don't really support them that much, to be completely honest. They're also seen as one of the most advanced societies in terms of acceptance of people different than them in the entire Middle East.
Yeah.
Do we really want to get rid of that in the Middle East, an area that still has frequent problems with hate crimes against LGBTQ people, people of color, anyone essentially different than the norm? We really want to get rid of the one group that's closest to not being that way?
Yeah.
Why? Like, what? And also when it's like Emily from Twitter, who is generally like someone who is bisexual or something, I'm just saying, like, openly in their Twitter profile.
Well, everyone is, but yes.
Who are the people who are, like, you know, down with Israel? It's like, but you would, if you moved there,
You'd be murdered.
you'd be obliterated.
Yeah. You'd be like that reporter.
So I don't know. Just to me, it's just ironic how everyone acts like they know everything. Now, to be frank with you, I wouldn't want to live in Israel either. I also don't think that they're a great country for treatment of people or any of this stuff either, but I don't think they're as bad. That's
Right.
all I'm saying.
Right.
So it's like, to me, it would be like if you had, let's say Mexico was just awful. I don't even think they are. They have like gang problems and drug war problems, but like a lot of people are fairly safe.
Well, yeah, there's parts of Mexico that are very safe.
Yes, but let's say that Mexico as a whole was awful. Like if you were openly gay there, you could be killed.
Yeah.
If you were a person of any color other than Latino, right, you could be killed.
Yeah.
Or people could throw racial insults at you, and if you fought back, they could like beat you.
Right.
So let's say Mexico was like that, and then let's say that we had like 1990 America, where like you could be gay, but you couldn't get married, but no one was going to kill you, and if they did, it was a crime and they would be arrested.
Yeah, do you need like a drink?
I don't know what's going on with my throat.
Oh, it's really good to know you're in America.
Captain America. So like what I'm saying is, let's say America was also the next door neighbor and they weren't great.
Right.
But they were better.
Right.
Why would you want America to have no influence over the guys next door to them that are worse?
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
if you
it's
are
like, why-
if you're a human rights advocate and you are anti-Israel, I'm not talking like you're not for them, because I wouldn't even say I'm really that for them, but you're anti them, you're either a hypocrite or you don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Yeah, you're very uneducated.
It's one of the two.
Yep.
And you know what? I think that a lot of conflict in that area could have also been not happened, and could have never happened if they hadn't reinstated Israel there. Like if, say, because the land is not that great there. It's literally just out of principle that the Israeli nation was founded there again. You know what I mean? Which I get, by like the UN or whatever way back.
Yeah.
That it was given back to them and stuff. But this all could have been avoided anyway if they just hadn't done that and had just given them somewhere else.
Well, yeah, and I get that point, but I guess my other thing is like, Israel lived in that land since like, when was it? 600 BC? No, it was before that.
It was before that,
like
but it
1400 BC.
Yeah, it wasn't forever. They entered that land and conquered a portion of it and took it.
Right.
But everyone who's ever gotten land in history did the same exact thing.
Yes.
So that's worth
We'll
noting.
the juggernaut there.
By the way, I can bet you that, just saying, every culture that did inherit its land naturally, right?
Yeah.
Like no one was there, they were first. They didn't evolve there. Everyone's from the Fertile Crescent,
Right.
which is the Middle East. Whether they're white or Native American or African or Middle Eastern of any kind, everyone is from the Middle East technically. Originally.
Right.
And every culture that did naturally inherit their land and kept it would have done the same thing if someone was there before them and they needed the land.
Yeah.
Now, does that make it right whenever that's happened in history? No, it's shitty that anyone conquers anything. But it's always been the natural order. So I am conflicted on that point, because what I'm saying is, people who act like they were native to that area, they weren't. Like, they didn't start in that area. They started further, I don't know if it was north or west. No, it wasn't west. It was further north or east, because they were in that area, but they moved in like 1400 BC and then started conquering that portion of the land.
Yeah.
And I think they mostly left their old land behind, and then people spread into it.
Well, yeah, you have to look at like history of the Hebrews, and basically the land dates back to when Abraham essentially picked land for his descendants, which is the famous story when Abraham basically gave Lot, his nephew, a portion to pick. Lot went towards what was Sodom and Gomorrah, and then Abraham got like the other side. So like that was kind of the first time where the Hebrew people ever got land, if you will. But then eventually they got captured and enslaved in Egypt.
Right.
So then I don't think they had lands at that point, because I think they were just all in Egypt, is kind of what I'm thinking. Because I think
the tribes moved.
Yeah, I think the tribes went to Egypt.
Well, the tribes weren't tribes yet. They were just Canaan and his 12 sons.
Yeah.
This is if you take everything in the Bible literally. However, there also is a lot of historical data to back up like portions of this, of like lineage.
Yeah.
Like, there are things that people dispute in the Bible. Lineage is not really one of them. For the most part, the Bible does a pretty good job of being like, this person was the son of this person, was the son of this person, and it lines up with other historical documents we have. So even if you're the guy who's like, giant spaghetti monster in the sky, Jesus wasn't real or whatever, which, by the way, also historical evidence from people in Rome to contradict that who were not believers.
Yeah.
On a lot of it, by the way. You can't really argue against that, is what I'm saying.
Right.
So yes, I agree with you. And I think I did a poor job of clarifying my point at first, because I was kind of, caught off guard by this question, which I don't care. Like,
well, that's a good thing. I'm challenging your worldview.
It didn't offend me. I just wasn't really prepared to talk about it. But also, like, I think that it's important to note that, like, yes, they conquered that land, but they've been there for a long time. I would argue they have just as much of right to be there as anyone else, but also reinstating them in that area by, you know, like the UN and stuff like that way back. I think it was the UN or what became the UN. I don't remember which it was. They should have known that it would cause a lot of problems.
Right.
And the UN has done a pretty piss-poor job of helping. You know, the only person really that's done, country, that's done a lot to help them is America, and America's kind of pussyfooted around it off and on for like 100 years here, or 50 years, sorry.
Right.
Or so. Like, they were like really strong support at first, and then after that they were pretty weak. When were they reinstated there, though? Because I don't remember. I wanted to say it was like the 60s.
When were they like a state?
No, Israel. When was Israel replaced there? Because I wanted to say it was like the 50s or 60s.
Oh, it was 1948, I think it was, under Harry S. Truman, actually. He was the president that really helped push that.
Because I remember for a few administrations, it was like strong support Israel. However, what they don't tell you in history books is that a big part of that was the United States wanted in the Middle East.
Yeah.
Like, they wanted someone who owed them in the Middle East running a country.
Yeah, well, when Harry S. Truman actually pushed for Israel to become a state, he, it was interesting because in some of his biographies, he wrote about how he wanted to be basically the guy from the Bible that, because the Bible basically prophesied that the Jews would return to Israel and they would have their own state again, and he basically wanted to be the guy that did that.
That's a little
it's a little weird, but yeah, it is kind of funny. Why did Machiavelli just jump off? Oh, I thought he just like leaped off.
No, he's committing some Machiavellianism over there. Can you like fight this man?
I literally am countering.
I
literally was countering there.
Well, why did that guy just join his ancestors in like Valhalla there?
I don't know. It's like,
hey, grab that chest.
Oh,
let's get it off the map. Really?
I cannot. I'm pressing the loot button.
This game is glitchy today.
Yeah, like what is going on?
I don't know. So I guess my whole point though too was like, yes, I think they deserve to be there as much as anyone else. The UN did a really bad job though with that whole thing, and also with like making decisions for the region.
Yeah.
Which has been a problem with the UN and America forever.
Yeah.
Making decisions for other people. I don't know if the Middle East would be better or worse without Israel being there. I do think that a united Middle East could actually be worse for the rest of the world, to be completely honest with you, because of how much those countries don't like people that are different than them, the governments, like how they're unaccepting of gay people, black people, all these other things. I think that technically a united Middle East with those same ideals could have been a really bad thing, but I don't think anyone wants to talk about that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like how the U.S. has struggled to make strides in those areas forever. Imagine a country or a group of countries that's steeped in a religion that actively doesn't only discourage those groups of people, but dislikes them
and
when it comes to like gay people.
And kills them.
Yeah.
So, if you're speaking like Palestine.
Yeah, so when it comes to Christians, are they dicks about people being gay a lot of time? Yeah. But they don't go pick up rocks to kill them. Or they don't do honor killings.
Right.
That shit doesn't fly, either in the church or in America.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Right.
I get that that's, you know, like a... I get that that's like a controversial statement, but like its history, it is what it is, as much as I hate that phrase. And you can look at crimes against humanity happening today in the Middle East that kill those types of people and go unpunished.
Right.
And Emily on Twitter tweeting about it does not make the family not honor kill their son because he's gay.
Right.
He's dead. That guy is dead.
Right.
And the sorts of governments that you are supporting, because it's not like it's everyone. There's plenty of people in these countries that are actually accepting nice people.
Right.
But the types
the
of
culture in the government.
Yes, as a whole that you're supporting are not who you think they are.
Caterina! Caterina Sforza! I know you're in there! I have something you may want back! Are you missing any children? And Ezio Auditore! What a pleasant surprise!
I take it you would be the Orsi brothers.
Ludovico and Gecko at your service.
Basta! Where are my children? Let them go!
Of course, Signora. We'll happily give them back for something of yours. A certain map.
And a certain apple, brother.
See, a certain apple indeed. Or shall I slice your baby's necks ear to ear?
Bastardi! You think you can threaten me? I'll give you nothing! You want my children? Take them! I have the instrument to make more!
When you change your mind, they'll be in the village outside the city. You have 1 hour.
Caterina, no. I can't ask you to sacrifice your children.
Nobody's sacrificing anything. Go get them back for me, Ezio.
See, you have my word. The apple needs to remain in the citadel. Keep this safe.
Here, please take my sack.
But don't put it in your pants, because that's not safe.
Yeah, this is not the instrument to make more children. Please don't try, even though Al-Mualim in the first game made 50 of himself. So actually, he probably could. Just saying. She like touches it down there, and it's like... it makes like an army
It
of
has
children.
like his seed in it.
It's like the wet dream of that guy down in Africa who was like making the army of kids, allegedly.
no.
Do you remember that?
A legend in your opinion, yeah. I
Yeah.
remember that.
Wasn't that... Who was that? We talked about that in another Let's Play. I remember it.
Yeah, I don't remember who it was.
It came up. Alright. I don't know if we're on the same part or not of the Let's Play, but let me just say, by the way, we have viewers from the Middle East
Yeah.
who are good, kind people.
Good people.
By the
fine
way,
people.
some of whom are people of the Islamic faith. So personally, what I'm saying here is not that you are the way that I described like those governments. What I'm saying is that those governments in that area have done a really bad job of helping and protecting people who are different than the status quo forever. Many of them haven't improved in the last 50 years at all, or even made a stride to improve at all.
Yeah.
And just because you and your family might be people who practice like the religion of Islam or who live in that area or anything like that, I'm not saying that you are that way.
Good people,
okay?
fine people.
So I think that that's worth noting, just because I know someone is going to take
You have
that
8 minutes. You have to leave the city.
and run with it. I wanted to do that to get over them.
That was how Ezio did it. Thank you.
Does this make any sense?
Yeah, it
like
makes
what I
sense.
said?
You're not criticizing specific people.
Okay,
You're criticizing.
don't get mad at me
I know.
either.
No, I'm clarifying for you.
Okay, I thought you were getting mad at me for
No,
clarifying.
no, shut up. Let me explain.
I need to talk for you, and I'm like, but I'm white as well. You're like,
I'm
let me
talking
find
over
someone
you.
who's not white to talk for them.
I'm Emily on Twitter right now.
I'm accepting.
I'm gonna talk for everyone else, and I'm gonna tell them that they're oppressed.
All right, come on.
But yeah, no, you're not talking about anyone specific. You're just saying in general that people can do these things and get away with it because the culture and the government has enabled that lifestyle and has enabled people to get away with doing that stuff.
And it's extremely, not to cut you off, I'm sorry, but it's extremely literal personalization of the Quran. Like, it's understand, like, here, yes, Christianity is tied into the government. However, like, you can't use it to get away with, like, a hate crime.
Right.
There are certain countries that have adapted parts of the faith that they like and gotten rid of parts they don't like so much that they can use it to justify crimes against humanity.
So
even if you're a person of color, a person of faith,
right,
who would never do that.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
You know, it would be like if I started a country and 1,000 years later we had adapted so much of the Bible that, like, you could take passages of Leviticus and use it to justify, like, killing Wiccans.
Right. Yes.
That's all I'm saying.
Right.
It's like they've taken parts of the religion they like and adapted it to keep an order that they want.
Yeah.
And to get rid of people that are seen as undesirable.
Yeah.
It's literally just like Hitler doctrine in a different area.
Right.
It's just, I don't like the type of person you are. Oh, someone killed you? That sucks. I'm not gonna miss you. Goodbye.
Right.
You have to hold me. Stolti. It won't be.
Wait, there's like a whole thing about this kid?
What? Some people live a dream. She was not one of those people. Jeez.
She witnessed her family get sacked.
Oh, that's hot.
Okay, whatever.
My mama
It's interesting. We should probably read more of this
says
stuff
we
in
are no
2,
wicked
or in
flowers.
Brotherhood, but I'm getting tired of it.
Right.
But the eyes deceive. Just
Why can't I?
grazie,
Jeez.
grazie, messere. But my brother, they're holding Ottaviano at the lighthouse.
Well, aren't you going to help her back to the city? What if she
No,
got
she'll be
captured
fine.
again?
She'll be fine. She's not like Mokuba
Mokuba?
from Yu-Gi-Oh! Anyway, I'm going to let you finish clarifying for me because I need you to talk for me.
Well, I was just saying that these countries have enabled their governments and their people to get away with stuff like murder of people that they don't like. And they use their religion to justify it, is what I was saying. So I was just defending you by saying you weren't attacking anyone specific. You were just saying the government and the cultures as a whole has not evolved past, we'll say, like the 1500s for the rest of the world.
Right.
Because the rest of the world kind of just went into a point of like, oh, well, we don't accept that lifestyle, but maybe don't kill them.
Right, which, by the way, I still think was unnecessary, and I'm only saying that because, like, the way the U.S. handled it, too, was extremely hypocritical. Like, oh, the Constitution applies to everyone, but, like, not if you're gay or something like that. It was very hypocritical. Like, the whole tolerance thing was, like, the point of it was, even if I wouldn't live the same life that you would, you're not hurting anyone.
Yeah.
And you have the same rights as me, and I don't have the right to take that away. That's what it was supposed to be.
Right.
And the U.S. also did a bit of a piss-poor job with that as well. But what I'm saying is, like, the types of justified killings have been gone from the U.S. for quite a while, whereas they're still commonplace in a lot of areas in the world, including areas that a lot of people try and defend and think that that's not happening in.
Right.
And I find it ironic that the people who are doing that are also some of the same people who would be killed or hurt in those areas. Like, imagine you are that man who is gay, right? He didn't like sit down and choose, hey, I'm gonna be gay today. He just was gay.
Right.
And his dad and mom, or whoever it was, like, of his family, because I don't really remember, just said, like, you know what? This kid is dishonorable to us because he's gay. Let's kill him.
Yeah.
And it's accepted behavior. I can't do anything here. I'm just getting obliterated, so.
You're getting, like, destroyed on all sides here. Jeez. Like, get out of here.
I'm stuck. I can't move. I literally cannot move.
Jeez, we have, like, Shang-Chi coming after you and he will not stop.
This is so glitchy here. The game does not want me to be here.
Can you heal? Do you have, like, health?
I do, but I don't want to waste it in case I have to fight 12 more of these guys.
Okay. Nice double kill there, even though you didn't stab them at all. Nice.
Okay, can I, like, let go? I really need to let that guy down easy. Okay, that was rough. So was my throat, apparently.
Yeah, jeez.
But anyway, I completely get if anything I said sounded odd, because it's hard to talk about, but, like, I think you have to kind of read into what I said a lot to get something offensive out of it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry I don't support these governments. I just don't. Just like I don't support the Chinese government either, but, like, I know that there's, you know, so many people there that are good people that live there under good that people. Government.
Yeah. Yeah, did you know Muslims and Christians are in, like, actual concentration camps in China?
Yeah. Yeah, right now, yeah. But meanwhile, we got, like, LeBron.
He's like, oh, yeah, woohoo!
Oh, wait, do I get to...
And Joseph.
Katerina was a fool to send you.
Or are you the fool, dying for a handful of change? Was it worth it?
More than you know. The maestro gains his prize because of me.
Muori col tuo orgoglio, per quanto vale. Requiescat in pace.